All right, so this week's Reach Room, super simple. Uh, I like to keep these topics very basic, but they're heavy. So I go into the nitty gritty to help you guys very, high perform on this. Winning in local content. So, why does local content matter today? Well, all of us came here because we see what we're doing on social media. The landscape's completely changing. All your clients, regardless of what part of the business you're in, they're online. They're scrolling, they're looking, and a lot of the time before they're calling anybody, they're already kind of proofing who they want to work with. Whether that's a person getting a mortgage, a homeowner, a future buyer, a renter, they're all online. So, three pillars to kind of focus on. Agents want to build local authority to stand out in their neighborhood. They all want to be the expert. Attention exists, but it's not getting captured. Consumers are watching. They're watching somebody's content and they're either getting converted or they're not getting converted. The critical question that you want to ask yourself is how are you going to become that local go to for the consumer? And I think that's simple on kind of what I hit on in the beginning, but we're going to go deeper into it of that clientele type and how to actually service them. Now, I do have a dirty question I want everybody to think about, and this isn't like a raise your hand out loud, but think about this. Everybody has some sort of Instagram profile. What would your local consumers think if they looked it up? Now, I'm sure it's not going to be anything negative, but are you fully portraying yourself to the skill level that you have? So, we're going to capitalize on that. So, local eyes is bringing business today. We know that for sure. I have teams here in South Florida from every different category of spaces, from super large teams to like one-off people that work on a team that are making their own local content that are winning talking about stuff that's going on. Agents who master that local content and do that consistently are going to be the people that get the business that they want. I know nobody wants to service buyers, right? It's a little bit more difficult. I think buyers are super easy in today's market, but everybody's leaning towards those listings. If you're the authority for the buyers and you're the authority in the market, you also become the authority for the listings. Um, Authority, and I'm kind of ripping off of what I have here on the slide, but it's funny because I wrote every word of it. The authority is a building block and it's simple. The more that you post, the more that you talk about what's in your space, you become undeniable. Brandon's page is a perfect example of that. If we're talking about very simple topics on repeat, but then it becomes undeniable that we're the authority because we deliver the information. It makes you relevant, and relevance is going to outbeat having reach. Yes, 100,000 followers is awesome, but if you service three cities and you have 10,000 followers there, people local, you're winning that 100,000 page every single time because you're getting real business that matters. Okay, how are you going to miss the mark as an agent? You're showing local, but it has no intention. You go to a coffee shop, you film a video, you put music over it, and you're like, Bella Dukes is the best coffee shop in Meisner Park. Nobody cares. It didn't do anything. You're saying without purpose. You talk about the place, but it doesn't connect into how do you fit in the picture where you could help the person. So you're just talking about a Taco Tuesday deal, but not talking about the fact that you sell properties in Lake Worth in that place where Taco Tuesday is being held. Highlighting without connecting. What's the reason? How are you going to help clients achieve something? How are you the authority, right? Again, that talks about with purpose, but how are you showing the person that's looking to you for the downtown spot that you know what you're talking about for downtown spots and past that? And then posting about explaining. You're missing the critical, what matters here in the post and how to connect the person to you. One second, I just want to read this last part because I don't think this matters. No, it doesn't. Okay. Now, how do we capitalize on actually making it work? Where do you sell and what do you sell? I think that's the first question you want to ask yourself. If you're the condo person in downtown, you're going to do a very different story than if you're the person that's selling upsized buyers, their second family home that's where their kids are going to go to not college, high school, middle school, that kind of thing, right? So capitalizing on those. If you're the condo person in downtown, talk about downtown lifestyle. Is it close to the beach? Is it not? Where are you going to go for drinks? Where are you going to go for food? And then how does that loop into the properties that you sell, right? This condo building puts you closer to this. This condo building puts you closer to that, or vice versa. If you're selling single family, this home is going to put you in this school zone with this elementary, middle, blah, 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 that sort of thing. Looping it all in. The parks. There's a certain park close to a neighborhood. Those kind of content would really hits. And then again, it's very basic, but focus in on what the 80% is. Who is your client and what questions do they ask? And then take a step back that. What questions are they asking about the neighborhood, right? Because they're going to ask you questions about the real estate, buying it, financing it, what problems they could have. But then they're also going to ask you the real. Is it safe? Where do I go for dinner? Where do I do this? Where do I do that? Hit both of those targets, and that's how you build that local response from people. Sell the lifestyle. Okay. Oh man, this one I hate. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna see a perfect technical difficulty. It built me a slide that I have to scroll down on. But these are 2 points that I want to read right off of my slide because I don't want to miss any of these because this is perfectly good. What needs to change for you in the way you make content moving forward for you to actually win on this? Stop copying everybody else's content. Yes, generic, it's easy to rip, blah, blah, blah. Unless they're winning locally, undoubtedly, like you're seeing shares, you're seeing likes, go original. Don't chase trends that don't fit your market, right? Again, if you sell single family homes, you're not going to talk about drinking in downtown. And if you drink in downtown and sell condos, you're not going to talk about school zones. Don't post without local purpose. If you're showing off a place, showing off a thing, showing off an event, loop it back to how does it relate to you and your real estate business. Put your unique spin on it. Be unique. Show off what you do in the community and what else is going on in that community people might not know about. Um, Show the community through your client's lens. You sell a house to somebody and you think, hey, this is a really cool neighborhood. Go film something there. You just sold somebody else. You could sell more there. Create the local content with intention. If it's a coffee shop that's local to where you just sold a property, talk about that. Hey, I just sold this client this property and they have the cutest little coffee shop and here's what's going on here. That kind of content. You need to kind of land your viewers on this sort of pillar here. Curiosity, trust, and confidence. They're curious in learning more about the neighborhood. They trust you because you're talking about it, and then they're going to be confident in whatever you say because you're showing it. You're answering questions, you're showing the neighborhood, and you're building authority. Um, okay. How to engage with those people. Somebody comments on your post, somebody likes your post, somebody shares your post. Light message. Hey, thank you so much for interacting. If you ever have any real estate questions, I would love to help you out. If there's anything else you want to see on my page, let me know. I'd love to showcase local places. You want to engage with the people that are engaging with you because that's the whole idea of how you convert social media. Um, Megan is a perfect example. A lot of others of you came through me calling you or texting you. You come through Brandon's social media page, we contact immediately with warm touches with us. Be that service for your clients. Okay, this is my Q&A section. I'm going to turn off the screen share. We're going to open up for dialogue. I know I kind of just turned on the fire hose and let it rip. Go off with the questions. We have about 25 minutes unadulterated time.